Hey, welcome back to Live, Laugh, Stuck. This is Jackie, aka Jax. Pronouns are they, them, and I have another Fanstuck episode for you, which you probably know based on the title. We're here today with two mods from Polyswap. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Saint. I use any pronouns, but masculine is preferred, and I've been a mod at Polyswap for 4 years? Something like that.
Yes, hello. I'm Rafi. I use they, them pronouns exclusively, and I've been a mod at Polyswap for, I think, 5 years, and I've done it for 7.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And we were talking earlier. You think Polyswap's been around for 7 years, so you were there from day one?
I think so. Not in a mod capacity, but if Saint is right and it has been around for 7 years, that's how long I've been doing it, and I have just persisted because I love polyamory and rare pairs.
Yeah, and that is what Polyswap is all about. If you couldn't tell from the name Polyswap. A little bit of explanation. Polyswap is a fiction swap. Hey, you guys work on this. Why don't you explain it? Because apparently my words aren't good.
Well, the bare bones of Polyswap are it's an AO3 collection, which means that it is an aggregate of a whole bunch of people's works all coming together to sit in one big pile for everybody to look at. The way the Polyswap works is we mods get offers from a bunch of volunteers who say, hey, I'd like to write this, that, and the other. And those same volunteers also list out 3 or more things that they would like to see or receive. We mods will match people according to what offers match which requests, and from there, it is up to any users to fulfill those requests. Obviously, we have a couple of other rules, and those are all available on our Tumblr as well as in our Discord server and on the collection itself. We do have 2 variants. Derse, which is an all ratings, anything applies.
But only adults allowed.
Yeah, only adults allowed. And then we have our all ages, which is Prospit, and that is anybody can join, but it must be rated T and under. So nothing nasty, nothing sexy, just keep it clean.
I mean, I'm sure some things could still be nasty in an entirely appropriate way.
Oh, I mean, listen, there's only so much mud we can fling at people.
Yeah, and the links to all that will be below, and the collections have all of the different years, and the prompts are always open, so if you see a prompt that you want to do, you can still write it in, which is really good because unfortunately I'm a bit late with this episode, and the signups will be closing before this episode's going to be coming out, but still a great thing to go look and check out. There's a lot of good stuff, and Derse isn't always like inherently this means you're going to get something not safe for work, this means you're going to get something like I think the fills I both did and received last year were both pretty fluffy overall, which was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, Derse just means that you can ask for not safe for work content, and that anything kind of goes, and that that there's no one under the age of 18 allowed, but you can ask for whatever you want, and no one is obligated to write porn.
Absolutely. You can definitely set what rating, the maximum rating that you would like, and us mods will typically be pretty good about, checking in and being like, hey, you asked for T and your gifter wants to know if you're good with M. Is that all right? And, if you are, then absolutely let us know. If you're not, then let us know that too. I will say, overall, the swap is, the signups for the official swap are closed. We are still taking pinch hitters, which are people who come in after the signups to say, hey, somebody's dropped out. That means someone's not getting a gift. Throw them at me, Chief. We're always taking pinch hitters, so definitely keep an eye open for that. We will have signups for that open at some point soon.
Oh yes, and those are important. One of mine was one of those last year, and it was so good. Very, very important to the Polyswap ecosystem.
We love our pinch hitters. They
make
the world go around.
We love our pinch hitters so much, even if Psy is most of them.
Well, I would say not even, especially because Psy is most of them.
Psy, being our head mod, the Sci-Fi channel, is a very wonderful person, has been heading Polyswap since, the beginning, and is actually the person who roped me into it.
Yeah, me too.
Genuinely just a really fantastic person, and can't hype Psy enough.
No, unbelievably wonderful.
I cannot believe how much work Psy does every day. Dear God.
Incredible person. Does so much for Polyswap.
We also have Psy's wonderful partner, Ox Anges, who is also just equally instrumental in keeping Psy from burning out. That is very helpful to us. In addition to everything that Ox does for this swap, making sure that everybody's on the level. We've got a really good cast. I just wanted to call out the admins while I could.
No, 100% agree. I'm such a big fan of all of our mods. Everyone is so wonderful.
Yeah, I imagine it takes a lot of like good coordinated communication and effort in order to get this functioning, year after year after year. I think last year was my first and only year. So very excited for this year again. It's a lot of fun. It's a good excuse to make myself write something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
that helps me for that too.
a lot of our especially repeat members have really hammered home how important Polyswap is to their kind of a break in all of the other writing they do in their storied lives as fan creators. And as somebody who's really into keeping the concept of fandom alive, the idea of transformative fiction and making new stuff all the time, really big fan of that. So Polyswap and other swaps like it are a huge part of my identity and my fandom experience. So it's nice to hear that it's getting the job done.
Absolutely. I feel like one of the most joyful parts of fandom in general is the community aspect of it, and creating a gift for someone that's like tailored in that direction is such a good way of emphasizing the importance of that. Like that's always, I love receiving something for Polyswap, but what really gets me like rubbing my hands together like a cartoon villain is thinking about making someone a gift that is like exactly tailored to what they want.
Absolutely. The best thing is to just sit in the Discord server or sit on the comment section and just watch like
people exploding with glee. That's the best part.
absolutely just all the great comments come in. It's because it's a very positive community. It's very comment focused.
Oh yeah.
And it's if you need that boost of serotonin of I need someone to appreciate this writing, like not that it's what it's all about, but it's very, very nice.
It is incredibly nice. And speaking as somebody who hasn't actually participated in the swap aspect for a little while, I just moderate. It's just easier for me to do all that because trying not to read my own gifts is a pain in the ass. Mods, we kind of do get to peek a little bit. That's like kind of an under the cover secret. So yeah, hey, but I don't like waiting, so I just don't bother with. I just do the strict moderating stuff.
Yeah,
But
I have never peeked. I'm always like, I don't know what's happening. Someone else will take care of it.
Are you sure you've never peeked, Rafi?
I'm
Never
100% sure.
once?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how it worked because you have to match people to people, and one of the big things is you don't even get author reveals until what, like a couple days after the actual fics are revealed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you don't actually get to see who wrote your fic until a week after the reveals go up. A week after the actual works go up. And trust me, it is a blast lying to people. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's a big aspect.
It may sound a little bit self-important, but I have managed to con every single person I've ever gifted. It's fantastic. Every single time that I've managed to write something, they're like, "This is great. I wonder who did this." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too."
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that was I think another good thing about being my first polyswap, because it's like you have no idea who I am. I'm a mystery to you.
I know.
Go ahead
I
and
wish I
guess.
could just, sometimes I wish that I could remain anonymous, just to like keep the lie going a bit longer. But
I'm a mass stranger.
but then at that point it would be obvious, because then you'd be the only one not revealed.
Absolutely. So, do you know how Polyswap like first came to be? Like how the idea came up?
Yes, Sai loves aerosol theft. It's a big chunk of it.
So fucking based, yeah.
It's so good.
Was just like there needs to be more aerosol theft fic in this world, and created a whole swap about it. And also, it's a big fan of polyamory on a personal level, but I do know that aerosol theft was a big motivator.
Oh yeah, no, huge motivator. Sai actually used to work on I always forget the order of these words, but the Homestuck World Shipping Cup. So
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, so the Homestuck World Shipping Cup or the Homestuck Shipping World
I
Cup.
think it's Homestuck Shipping World. Yeah, I think Homestuck Shipping World Cup.
Listen, just because I went to college doesn't mean that I graduated.
Same.
I did graduate. I can't join in.
Nope. Done the graduate.
It was late.
Your debt means something.
Oh God. Does it? But yes,
Does it?
the Homestuck
But
Shipping World Cup.
yes. So Sai was actually part of that and assisted with both the matching, and I believe was on the Aerosol F team back in the
Mhm.
day. I also participated way back in the day. Sai and I kind of connected over this when I first joined Polyswap and later became a moderator, because I had mentioned that I was really into the concept that Homestuck Shipping World Cup. Fuck that. Anyway, I was really into the concept of the shipping cup. The general approach to that was you would join a team, and I believe the cap for it was like 14 members, but you could have like 7 to start with. And each team obviously would create and generate content for a ship. We had like a Team Kismessitude. I was part of Team John Dave at one point. Team Guardians was fucking phenomenal that one year. Oh, absolutely fantastic stuff. And the shipping cup was actually kind of the birthplace for a lot of the current swaps that are in position now, because a lot of people who started the swaps like Drone Season, Polyswap, Lady Stock, all of that, all participated in the Homestuck Shipping World Cup. Sai being part of the original team for that was like, hey, this is great, but the system that we're using in place right now isn't super optimized. I'm more familiar with AO3. What if we just move stuff over there? And so far, it seems to be working okay.
And I would say that matching is probably one of the most intensive parts of Polyswap.
Oh dear fucking god, yeah. Jesus Christ. Not to shit on anybody, but dear fucking god.
Yeah?
It's how
Well,
to
you're
put
not.
it.
I don't think you're shitting on anybody. It's just interesting.
Everyone is very very unique. Everyone has very unique needs,
Yeah, trying to juggle everything.
and figuring out who needs their needs met more effectively by one person over another is, well, it's a struggle.
That's
I personally am not great at the matching part. Spreadsheets give me migraines, and I put all of that into the hands of the rest of the mod team because, dear God,
I
fuck
love
that.
spreadsheets.
I
I was
So
about
can't
to say,
fucking
it's like,
stand
that
them.
sounds like the most fun part. I used to make,
Ah,
shipping spreadsheets for, like, Fire Emblem Awakening to see who would
oh
be
dear fucking God.
I
the best
love that.
pairings together.
For Fire Emblem Awakening, what I did is I'm just getting everyone as close as possible, then deciding based on the trajectory of the relationship what I enjoy the most.
I
Yeah,
am.
so I read the ending of how their relationship ends, and then that's who I decide who gets
Oh.
paired together.
Oh, so you cheat. I see.
Yes, because some of their endings are just like, "Oh, these are cute together," and then, "Oh, wait, no," like, their ending is like, "And then they hated each other forever," and I'm like, "No!" Uh,
Fantastic.
so yes, I cheat to get optimal endings for everyone.
I have not cheated. I've just seen what happened, but I'm also very bad at finishing video games.
That's fair.
Sometimes it's for the best, Rafi. Live in ignorance.
I like video games, but I just don't finish them.
That's a mood, though. Awakening's one of the few I finished.
But yeah, there are a lot of spreadsheets, so you would be very pleased by the spreadsheets. They're color coded to be like this is a match. This can't be these can't be paired.
This is a maybe. This is well, this guy would fit if not for the well, everything.
There's code.
Yeah,
That's so
we
good.
have a spreadsheet code, one that Sai has spent many many years perfecting.
Sai
Dear
is a
God.
very big fan of spreadsheets and also very good at them. Really, like I'm so impressed by just their organization in some of these things. Where I'm like, holy shit, man, you sure
Going
have
to
done
join
this.
going to join the mod team and be like, "No, no, job. You have to pay me for this because 'cause I'm learning more Excel skills. This is training for my
No,
job."
no, trust me. This will definitely be important to my
Yeah.
continued existence in your employ. Please,
Yeah.
please, please. I think if we wanted to dig into kind of the nitty gritty a little bit, I think some of the most challenging parts of running a swap like Polyswap is we run into a lot of people who are very new to both fandom and to swaps in general. Swaps like this have existed for a very long time. Like Homestuck isn't a unique fandom. Lots of people have done this before, and Homestuck actually only joined AO3, I think, in 2010, something like that.
I would argue that Homestuck is unique in its own way. I'm very
I mean,
impressed
yes, it's
always by
unique in its own way, 100%, but the concept of swaps has existed for a long time, and so has fandom. Homestuck is also not unique in that sense.
it.
The Homestuck fandom as a whole is unique, but fandom in and of itself is not. And we get a lot of people who are very new to the concept of fandom and how to share and how to explain things and how to say, hey, I really don't like that ship without being a bit nasty.
Oh
And that is
no.
something that we've had to struggle with is folks joining the swap and being a bit nasty about what everybody is here for. I mean, I'm just of the
Yucking
opinion,
other
don't
people's yum.
exactly what I
Mhm.
was going to say, literally word for word.
That
God
reminds
damn it,
me.
Rafi.
I joined a new fandom, Malevolent is a podcast, and I was looking at fics, and one person's like, "I'm so tired of like the Nazi for work fics are just too much, and they're so gross, so I made this." And I'm
But
like, "No, no. For one, it's not even like 1/4 of the total fics are explicit, so you're wrong.
secondly,
Secondly, don't put that in the tags. Keep that to yourself. Like I'm
sometimes thoughts stay inside our heads.
yeah,
I feel like this is often a problem with poly ships because people will get occasionally. This is I feel like less true of the Homestuck fan and the other fandoms I've been in. Homestuck has a wonderful amount of built-in acceptance for polyamory because of the quadrants.
mhm,
Thank God.
So I see less of people being like, why would you ship outside of the main canon gay ship I like, which I hate.
Well,
But I
oh,
have seen a number of people, and there's some of it. I encountered that with Dave Jadecat when the ending was coming out, and I was in the Dave Jadecat trenches about it.
oh man,
But I've seen in some fandoms things like people going into the tags just to be like, here's why I think this poly ship instead would not work, and I'm like, you don't,
yeah.
and I've read up been like, hey, don't put hate in the tags, and they're like, this isn't hate, it's just my opinion.
No. That's what's the mean? That's my opinion.
oh yeah. Me personally, I think my stance on the whole fandom approach to whether or not a ship is okay, whether or not a ship is fun, whether or not it's, whether or not they'd even like each other, it comes down to why would you spend your fandom experience hating something when you could spend your fandom experience liking something? It's very strange to me when someone goes out of their way to say, I hate X character. Well, it's like, okay, well, that's fine, but do you like a character? Well, yes,
Yeah.
of course, I like Y character, so tell me about them. Don't tell me about how much you hate X, tell me about how much you like Y. That's part of the fun. And if you're going to post hate, please tag it so I don't have to see it, please.
Tag it as hate, not just as the
Yeah.
thing you're talking about. I feel like no one is obligated to enjoy anything in particular. Like if that person you were speaking of does not like not safe for work fic, that's fine. They don't have to. They don't have
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
read it. It's just that you don't have to be like you can't take that leap then to so why does it exist? You can't say I
Yeah.
hate porn, so get rid of the porn because just don't read it.
Yeah.
I promise you, having been in fandom for a while, no one is going to stop writing porn. I promise you this. It is a futile battle.
It's like our elder said, the internet is for porn.
It really truly is. But even going beyond that, there's an element, I think, of it's not even like a content moderation thing. It's not even a matter of people wanting to have people spoon feed them what's good and what's bad. I think it just genuinely comes down to some folks don't necessarily understand that people can enjoy things without it being your problem. And Polyswap, I think, has done a really good job in really pushing that narrative of like, hey, listen, we promise you will get at least one prompt that you're probably going to like. That's the guarantee. Sometimes the people that you get matched to will have requests that you don't like or things that you're not interested in, but they're going to have at least one that your offer fits. And so we've had a couple of people come through and say, "Well, I didn't like this one because this person likes these ships and I don't like these ships." Like, okay, well, you don't have to fill those. You can fill
Yeah.
something else. You can fill their other request that has nothing to do with that thing. You know?
I definitely think about when I put in my prompts, for this and for other swaps. I think, okay, here's some incredibly specific niche thing that I want. And then here's a more normal thing that I think more people will be able to write. Like, if someone wants to do my niche thing, great. If not, I will still love this other one over here.
Oh yeah, and we definitely do have we have a fair few users who go into it and their offer is essentially like, listen, man, I just want to do something weird. Match me up with
Mhm.
some weird shit. I like that, and we really are appreciative to them because, dear God, they make Polyswap work. We have so many weird requests, so thank you to everybody who offers to do weird things. You are the backbone of Polyswap. In case there was ever any doubt. And we are also really thankful to the people that request really, really chill and casual things. You are also the backbone of Polyswap because you are so easy to match. Thank you.
I'm also a fan of the people that request weird things, though, because what would we be without them?
Truly.
Weird is good.
I was happy that last year my Dirk Dave cat fic got filled, and it was by a pinch hitter who had not considered the ship before. And I'm like, yes, 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 you wrote them so perfectly, and I made you think about it, which is all you ever really want as a shipper.
Yeah,
Oh
no, I
yeah.
always feel like that's one of the really fun things too, is seeing someone's prompts and going,
Hang on a second.
yeah, I haven't thought about that before, but I'm intrigued, or I can see it, and then really getting to explore it. Like there are ships on my AO3 because of Polyswap that not only had I like maybe not fully considered before, but which are the first incarnation of that ship in the tag on AO3. Where
That's
like
so
Oh
I
yeah.
good.
I originated tags because someone else was like, put these guys together, and I was like, yeah, okay.
That's so good.
I do think my favorite part is similar to Rafi, being forced essentially to encounter something brand new, fresh and clean. Getting to put the first iteration of anything in a tag feels really good. And I really enjoy revisiting oldies. You get a couple where like the ship has kind of died down a little bit. Like I mean, Dave Jade used to be like the ship back in the day. I'm sure y'all know that. I mean, yeah, I've been in the fandom for a bit, so maybe not.
I've been here since like 2013.
Oh wow.
I've been here since 2010, so
Dang. Oh, oldie, oldie, oldie.
oh yeah, I got into it right around when the first Strider Strife came out, and I
Oh
was
my
like, this is
god.
tight, and I've been here ever since. Don't ask me how it's gone.
Yeah, I've been here since my senior year of high school. And
Hey,
Oh,
congrats.
yeah.
I was definitely way too young to be reading Homestuck, so you know.
Gosh, you do hear people about reading it at, it's like, yes, I started reading at 13. I was the same age as the kids. It's like South Park people being like, I'm the same age as the kids. Like, no, that's not the point.
Lamau.
Mostly joking.
Mostly joking, but it's okay. You're allowed to have opinions. Nobody's gonna be mad. What was I saying? Oh, old ships. Yeah, old ships being revamped and revived is honestly a big part for me. Dave Katz kind of had the helm for a little bit, and I won't lie, I'm a little tired. It's
That's
not that
fair.
it's a bad ship. If anything, I think the chemistry is fantastic, but it's been done to death a little bit. And I like
Um,
seeing brand new, fresh and new stuff. Like, hey, maybe we want to get a little bit of Dave and Kanaya in there. I'm just saying they got chemistry. It'd be funny. It'd be funny.
it'd be funny. I'm pretty sure every single ship on my AO3 is a rare pair. I tend to shy away from things, not because I don't like them, but just from things that already have a lot because they just already have a lot. So I'm like, I want to contribute to stuff that doesn't have so much, especially because I mostly write poly ships and they're usually inherently rare pairs.
mhm.
The mainstreamest I've gotten is Soul Cat.
Yeah, no, that's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I love them so much.
It's hard to argue with that logic. It really is.
I'm going to introduce Dave Vriss and Dirk Vriss into the equation at some
No,
point.
you're 100% right. Yes.
Yeah.
I love you're 100% right. Just like about the concept.
That's my goal at some point, is to actually just write a fic and have those out there, or maybe I'll have it as a prompt to make someone else write it for me.
Well, I do happen to know an author who is also technically me, who has written a little bit of Dave verse and Dirk verse. So if you ever want to talk about it, let me know.
Oh, absolutely. Just like, okay, podcast done. We're gonna go talk about this now.
Yeah, we'll just cut it there. Is there anything, any pressing questions you wanted to ask about Polyswap before we go off the deep end and start talking about something else?
Um, this would have been great if I had a list of questions. Thankfully, my editor is great and will cut out my singing like she does all the time.
I think it'd be funnier to leave it in, honestly.
Sometimes she does do that too, because I don't always
Based.
listen back to these episodes. She has inserted herself into the podcast before, because
I
Nice.
I don't
think
always listen.
I think that's honestly her right as editor.
Yeah,
That's
it
like
is. I mean, it is.
that's what she gets in exchange for her hard work is she gets the right to leave in your singing and put herself in there and be like, "Hey, I'm in charge now."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's see. So just to answer a couple of flash questions that I've come up with on the fly. No, we will not tell you where the bodies are buried.
Mhm.
We do not have a hard and fast rule for how we deal with any particular situation. We kind of deal with them as they come. So if we have like someone who's been like a bit of an issue for the swap a couple of years in a row, but they were like really good about pinch hitting and they were really good about just generally being polite to everybody except for the mod team, we might be a little bit more lenient with that.
So you should be polite to the mod team.
Don't go into this expecting us to be nice to you if you're an asshole, though.
See, that's such a good rule.
I would say we're generally pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we're pretty nice, but if you're a jerk first,
Yeah, because it's such a hard time that I've seen like other like servers and events and stuff all into where it's like this person is technically not breaking any rules. Like they are towing the line, but they're still making everything unpleasant for everyone involved. And they just, well, they didn't break the rules, so I guess they no, kick them. This isn't the government. Like this is sir, this is a Wendy's. Get out.
Like
yeah,
we're not abusing our power. We're not like getting rid of anyone just because we have personal issues with them. I don't remember. I have the memory of a goldfish. So we're fair about it. But like I definitely agree that it shouldn't be a case of like someone can do as much shitty things as possible, but as long as they're towing the technical line of what the rule is, they can get away with it.
yeah.
Like
But
we have
we do
rules.
have
You should
we
follow
do
the
have
rules.
like a caveat there. We do have the good faith rule, which is if you are pushing enough buttons that it's just getting to the point of you're pissing us off and you're causing it to be a hostile environment for everyone else, like sayonara, motherfucker.
Yeah, and that I feel
Fuck
like
out of
that's
here.
important because if it's only like if you only do this specific thing, then you're an asshole. Even though they've been an asshole in general in a lot of other ways, it feels like that it lets people intentionally be shitheads as long as they're skirting the line. And
Oh yeah.
we're a big fan of like just be nice to other people. Don't fuck up the experience for anyone else. We're trying to have everyone enjoy themselves.
And we also, we endorse a little bit of self-governing. Obviously, don't go around to mini modding, but like if you find yourself starting to say some stuff or get some heated, like, feelings going on, yeah, pull back, dude. Because like we're not going to come down on you if you're like, hey, listen, I was kind of feeling some shit. I wasn't liking how the conversation was going, and I kind of got a little bit spicy. I'm sorry. We're not going to punish you for being able to self-reflect.
Or for having feelings.
Yeah, or for having feelings, because hey, like everyone gets kind of touchy. I swear to God, if I see one more person talk shit on Dark Strider,
Oh
that's
my
it.
Oh no,
god. Oh
same.
my god.
That's it.
Dirk. Dirk is the love of my life.
I love him so much.
Leave him the fuck alone. I swear to God.
I survived the epilogues. I have him forever. Anyone else talk shit?
I don't believe in the epilogues. They aren't real. That is not my boy. It's also not my Jade.
It wasn't even just
Yeah.
the epilogues, but like the reactions that everyone had. Like for the rest of that year, you could not.
Yeah.
I had Dirk Strider's name blocked because
That's
all the
rough.
takes were bad.
People did some real shitting on Dave Jade Cat also because of the epilogue.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was a bad year for J. Dave Cat. Yeah.
That one really felt like I don't know. Maybe it's because I am polyamorous and I see a lot of people like shit on my relationship style and be like, and act like it doesn't. I'm not saying it's a. I'm not being societally oppressed really, but it's annoying when people are like, this is an accessible target because it's not. It's not a big deal, and I'm like, okay, but I live like this.
Yeah.
But so maybe that I'm just a little hypersensitive, but I did genuinely feel like it was like canonized in the worst way possible just to like spit on people who were like maybe this could work. Like it felt like polyamory targeted. Like fuck
Yeah.
you guys, only two of them could ever really be in love. Like
That was the epilogues for you. Oh, you
Yeah.
wanted this? We're gonna give it to you in the word. Like it was a monkey's paw, is what it was on
Very
purpose.
much so. Like you wanted more Homestuck content. What if
it
it
was
wasn't
bad.
good? Me personally, I think there were benefits question mark to the epilogues. They were not for me. 100%. They were not for
No,
me.
no, me neither.
I read all of it. I read the prologue, I read Meat, I read Candy. I reread them again and I reread them a third time just to be sure that I wasn't
Really?
missing anything. Yep, I
Oh
put
wow.
myself through
Yeah.
it 3 separate
I
times.
read them
So
0 times.
if anybody has an opinion to be had on it, DM me, but
Do you
You know what?
have?
uh,
I feel like Saint
I'm
has
planning on doing
I
an epilogue episode at some time, so I might hit you up.
It definitely wasn't for me, and
Yeah, I
it
just
is
ignore them.
it's actually kind of a note of contention within Polyswap because we have a fair few users who want to make epilogue content.
Oh no.
And the thing is, for Polyswap, essentially, we have hardlined in the sand. This is a Homestuck swap. The epilogues, while they are Homestuck adjacent content, they
Are
are
not Homestuck.
additional content. So, for instance, we don't include Hive Swap, really. We don't really include Hive, or like, what is it? Fucking Haunt
Haunt
Switch, whatever
switch.
the hell. We don't really include the friend sims either. It is an option, and you absolutely can request it, but we're not going to match based on those requests. The
Yeah,
rule
we
is you've
have
got
a
to have at least 2 Homestuck requests for every other request that you have.
because it's possible someone will want to fill a hive swap etc request, but it's also possible there won't be anyone, and we want you to have something that you've asked for that we can have filled.
Plus, we don't want to get into the moral fight of whether or not the epilogues were good.
Yeah.
Because some people are really, really strongly worded on whether or not they think it's good. And hey, listen, more power to you. Please don't fight in Polyswap.
No, this is a place about appreciating things, not shitting on them.
If you want to ship Rosebot and Davebot with Dirk Strider, be my goddamn guest. And if you do include pictures, let me know. That's all.
Fair. Yeah, no, I always included my prompts like, don't make this epilogue compliant.
If this part can actually for sure absolutely be edited in. Really important thing about Polyswap and really any swap that I've been part of, make sure to let us know what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Dear fucking god, we have had a fair few users who forgot that people ship certain things, whether that
Oh
be like
no.
very particular ships like incest or age ships or anything including like humans and older trolls or shit like that, or even just people who are like, I don't like bro mom. Why would you match me to someone who wanted bro mom dad? Like, if you don't tell us, we don't know, dude. You gotta tell
Mm-hmm.
us what you don't want to do. Because if you are like super anti whatever, doesn't even matter what it is. If you're like, I don't want to write any women, I don't want to write any boys, I don't want to do any trans people, I don't want whatever your request is, whatever your expectation is, you gotta let us know. Because otherwise, someone's going to get hurt when we match you to the wrong person.
I have an issue of, so you were talking about how Dave Cat has kind of like, it's a fine ship, you're just tired of it. I'm tired of Dirk Jake.
Brother, me too.
So I always have to put in, it's like, listen, past relationship mention will do. Do not want to write a whole fic about them. So that's always in
I've
my,
done my fair share. I've done a couple of Dirk Jakes in my time. I've been in the trenches. I'm
yeah.
tired.
I put my time in.
You know
Time
what's
for
a
something
really
else.
great ship? Hal and Jake. We need more Jake Hal in this world.
Yes. And then, I do appreciate some Hal, Dirk, Jake in a very specific way that I have in
You
my
know?
bookmarks.
Hey, I've actually got a fic about that. We if nothing else, there's always going to be at least someone who's willing to fill your shit, whether it's a pinch hitter or a mod. Sometimes the hardest part about matching is making sure that the mods have something interesting to do. Sometimes we play hot potato, where it's like, hey, I filled for this person last year because they're just, they have needs and nobody has offered anything that really fits that person, but I know that you can handle it. And we've gotten some users who are just so particular, so specific. They need things a very particular way, and well, that's why I don't request anything, because I want to dedicate my full and complete attention to making sure they're getting the exact shit they need. And hey, sometimes they still don't like it, and that's
Okay.
part and parcel of like the swap.
Time to put in the most specific ass shit I can to make sure the mods don't get bored. Got it.
Roger. In case anybody is listening, I really really like doing anything with robots. If you guys can fit robots in there, you got me. I'll volunteer. I got you.
Fantastic. Robot Durcal. There we go.
Based.
Okay, so let's go over the timeline for Polyswap.
Oh god, let me get the calendar. This year, obviously the signups are going to be long closed by the time anybody hears this, but the 2023 schedule for Dear Sweet Polyswap is April 9th to the 25th. The signups are open. Then we get a couple of weeks just to sit down, match everybody, make sure everything looks nice. On May 6th, you will receive your assignments. On May 30th, that is your deadline to default. What defaulting is basically just letting the mods know, hey, life happened. I got diagnosed with a mole on my right foot, and I have to go handle that. I can't finish my shit. I don't feel like writing. Hey, it's just been a really hard week. Or, hey, I'm not really connecting with any of my prompts, and I appreciate you guys assigning me, but I'm not really feeling it. All of those are great reasons to default. If you default by May 30th, that gives us plenty of time to find a really good pinch hitter or to pass it to one of the mods so that the person that you're gifting still manages to get something, even if you're just having a rough time. Please God default. If you can't fill it, please God default. Please, please, please. Just tell us. We're not going to be mad. We won't be upset. Just let us know. Please, 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 God, tell us. Please. Anyway, so that's your deadline to default. The assignments are actually due on June 10th. So pretty much you get like a whole big long month to just write everything, do everything that you want to do, draw stuff, make things, whatever. And if you need a little bit of extra time, like you've just got to 50 more words to go, or you really got to get the lighting in this picture done just right, or like God, you really spent your heart and soul putting all of your whole being into this fucking music. You just need like 6 more hours. Just let us know, work through it. We give extensions up to 4 days, I believe. And that's just to make sure that it is as done as you need it done. Then on the 17th of June, the collection opens. That means that everything is now available for everybody to read. Obviously, us mods got to read it first, so like up yours, I guess. But then a week after that, on June 24th, that is when the authors are revealed. When the collection opens, everybody is anonymous, which means that you get the fun. We kind of go around the Polyswap crew and kind of try to guess who gifted who. Obviously, the mods are not allowed to participate.
Insider trading.
Insider trading. I have managed to confuse a couple of mods before, so that was fun. Anyway, on the 24th of June, the authors are revealed. That means that everybody gets to know who wrote what, which is we like to call that you day, because everyone's like, it was you! You did!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, once the collection has opened, that means that all of the prompts and everything are available for everybody to look at. Which means that if you wanted to and you've happened to finish your gift, you can actually write what's called a treat. And that's just a little additional thing that like goes up and gets published around the time the authors are revealed for the collection proper. On the 27th of June, the treats are revealed and the authors are revealed as well. So you get to be like, oh, hey, I got a special little bonus treat from, my God, is that Saint the mod? Maybe.
Yeah, and don't do like me and try to submit your treat in the main thing, the main fill thing, because then that's confusing. You can only
Dear
submit
God.
one there.
You can only submit. AO3 is a bit complicated, and there are definitely some ins and outs. I would say if you have any, I mean any fucking questions at all about anything having to do with how the collection works, please just let us know. Please don't try to guess. Just it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to be upset if you don't understand what the buttons do. Just let us know so that we're not having to go through and be like, why did you submit this 6 times? Which has happened before. No hate to the person who did that.
Yeah, no, clearly. Like I said, I did a bad my last time, so it happens. But maybe it shouldn't, and maybe you should ask people first.
Maybe you should ask people first. And sometimes AO3 just fucks up for no reason too. So, like don't feel bad if you go back and check and you're like, I seem to have submitted things in the wrong order. Oh, tiny tidbit. If you're doing any kind of thing with multiple fics or multiple chapters, either have all of the chapters done by the time that Polyswap is over, or contact the moderators, because dear God, we're not having another unfinished one. We're not doing that.
That sounds like fun.
Absolutely the fuck on.
Like a fun time.
We do have a couple of people who have essentially written the entire fic and then are just releasing it in installments, but that is a case by case basis. You got to really, one, we need to know that you finished the whole damn thing, and two, we need to be sure that you're going to keep to a schedule. So if you've maybe dropped out a year before, or you were a little bit late getting your fic in or whatever, we might not necessarily let you like pace things out in a periodical fashion. It's just not fair to your gifter. Give D. I think that's about everything. Just as a reminder, Derse is 18 plus, and Prospit is all ages, but you can't go higher than T.
Important to remember.
I don't want to have to explain this again. I'm so tired.
We do sometimes have to tell people you can't request porn in Prospit. Stop this.
Stop asking 16-year-olds for porn.
Well, they
Stop
don't know.
it. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, all the links to the Polyswap collection and Tumblr and Discord and whatever else is going to be in the show notes. Do either of you have anything besides Polyswap that you want to promo?
Well, you're always welcome to check out my Tumblr. It is spelled SARTORIALLY, sartorially.tumblr.com. I draw a lot of shit. So if you want to hit up my shit there, or if you want to check out my AO3 under the same name, I also post writing sometimes. Don't worry about it. Other than that, I also do commissions. I also do some minor voice acting. Question mark. We'll see. It's up to my partner, who's a much better voice actor than me. Check them out at theweirder.com. That's all.
I'm not sure what the current status is. Things have been rough for a bit, but I'm a writer on a befriending adventure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a Dancester, essentially, version of Pester Quest. I wrote Matuna's route, which is out, and Mulin's route, which is currently being coded, but is fully written.
Based.
And I'm very proud of it. And they're both 13-year-old versions, like we get in Pester Quest, of the characters to explore them a little more. And Mulin is the most autistic 13-year-old girl you ever did see.
Perfect.
Oh, you have not met me. Move over, cat girl.
I mean, I feel like as an adult man, you are disqualified for being the most autistic 13-year-old girl.
Everybody has phases, Rafi.
Okay, awesome. And I'll grab links from you guys so I can have those in the show notes as well. So go check them out. Thank you all for listening. Thank both of you for coming on and talking about this. It's a lot of fun. I feel like I could pick on like 7 different threads from like half of this conversation. So yeah, again, thank you guys for listening, and I will see you next time. Thank you to Dami for editing the show and for our theme song, which you can find at Domino Thief on SoundCloud and in the show's notes. Also, thank you to our fakest fan tier member, Danny the Spoonlord, for your support. If you'd like to get a shout out or just support the podcast, head on over to ko-fi.com/jaxyaks, link also found in the show notes, and sign up for as little as $1 a month. For all other links, head over to jaxyaks.com, where you can always find the latest information. Thanks for listening!